Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Herd 37. Alright, so this is going to be the last episode of Beechcraft, the Baron 58. It's been a really fun plane, but I don't want to do too many episodes on some of these planes. I figure about 5 on some of these smaller planes is pretty good. This has been really kind of dragged out. We're up at, I think this is episode 100, and we're still in the Baron. In the regular air hauler, I don't know where we were, 100, I think we were already maybe in the 747 or MD-11 or something, but this is taking quite a long time to get up. And I'm not going to do all the small planes in a row. I kind of figured, I think I might have talked about this before, I'd do some of these small planes, and then work our way up, and then after a while, because this series just keeps going and going and going, I never really end it, as you can see with the air hauler. And we can just come back to some of those smaller planes, some of the twins and everything. So this will be the last one in the Baron. This one's going to be KHTS Huntington over to 7G8, which is Middlefield. I think it's Middlefield, Ohio. Yeah, just to the east of Cleveland, northwest of Youngstown, you can see. It's about 197 miles, taking 1,250 pounds of cigarettes up there. It's going to pay $17,500. I think I actually loaded this plane a little too heavy. I just realized, I think I set it for 300 miles, not 200. Anyway, you can see here, Huntington, the wind coming from the west. So we'll take off on runway 30. It's a heading of 299. I don't even know how to say that. Giga County or something like that. See the wind here, I believe it's coming from the west here as well. The west here. Yeah, it's pretty much all come from the west. So we'll go ahead and land, let's see, on runway 29. It's a heading of 288 degrees. Airport elevation there is 1,171 feet. So about 200 miles. I think, like I said, I think I set this thing up for 300, which is fine. Let's go ahead and click fly now. I've already got the Cirrus loaded. Yeah, I set this thing for 300 miles, not 200. Doesn't really matter. We'll just be a little heavier than we would have been. Switch this over to VFR. We're going to the north, so let's go like 9,500, 7,500, 9,500. Just kind of depending on the weather. PM, that's good. So if I put that 17, so that'll put us either 12 or 1, so that'll be fine. And we did fly no, we didn't fly this. Yeah, but I think our last one we may have flown into Huntington. Can't remember because I had Caitlin fly this plane on a couple jobs while I was working and stuff. See, we're almost at $1 million again. Let's see. So I think we'll go ahead with last position, and with that, we'll go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are in the Baron. Apparently, my last flight wasn't to Huntington. It was either to Hilton Head, maybe? Because I've got all these written down on a page, but it's different series. Maybe it was Pittsburgh? I don't know. But they put us here on one of the runways. This is actually, no, it's that perpendicular one. I don't really know the numbers to it because it's actually, in real life, they actually close this down. I don't know if they put some holes in it for people not to land or what. I can't exactly remember. Because I know they've actually worked on the main runway and expanded it and everything. So we're actually on a closed down runway, so oh well. All right, so let me see, get out these procedures. Let's go ahead and put the parking brake on. We'll go ahead and turn the battery on and our beacon, because I always forget that because it's not actually in the procedures. I'm going to open the cowling flaps as well. Alright, and let me move up here and get rid of this yoke. Alright, so mixture control. Go full rich. Prop RPM is in high. Fuel boost pump switch, well, yeah, we have to open up the throttle here. Alright, that peaked out, so I'll turn that off, move this down, give her a little bit of throttle here. Let's see if we can get her started up. There she goes. We'll put this at about 900 or so RPM. Alright, we do have oil pressure, so that's good. Give her just a little bit of throttle here. Get her up back up to about 900. Alright, so we do have our oil pressure. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the right alternator. Alright, now let's do the same with the left. Pull the mixture, high RPM. I'm going to go ahead and move this throttle all the way up. Fuel boost. Here's our peak. Bring it back. Give her a little bit here. And she's started up. Let me bring that down to the other one. The throttle there. Bring it down just a little bit. I'm launching that right one because it's already stabilized. That should have it right around at 1,000. That looks good. We have our oil pressure. Go ahead and throw on the left generator. The nut jaders went out. Alright, so let's check the charge zone here. I know the low voltage went out. Bus volts clear to the right. And not much of a load on those, which you would expect. Let's go ahead and turn on our nav switch. Let's go ahead and turn on the avionics master as well. Alright, just looking at procedures here. I think we're good for right now. Let's go ahead and turn on the pitot heat, stall warning heat, prop heat, and windshield. You can see that the load does go up. Everything is working there. I guess technically, I don't know if we should turn that on yet or not. So we're technically on a runway, but technically not in real life. We're not actually one here. Turn that one over to the map on the GPS. And I'll get these messages off real quick. Alright, sweet. Let's go ahead and move this over to 299, the heading of our runway. There we go, 299. Let's move our transponder. I think we have to type it in, don't we? 1200. That's good. And I don't know if we need to mess with the altitude on the autopilot because we always have to move it back. I'm just going to put it at 6,000 for right now. Now let's go ahead and throw on our taxi lights, landing lights, and strobes. Alright, the parking brake is now off. And so we'll come down here and just take off from right there. We should have plenty of room. Yeah, you can see I've got these up. Kind of hate that, but I thought I'd turn those back off. I had to turn them on when I was making the view for the next plane, which, by the way, is another Beechcraft. It's the, what is it, the Duke? Is it the B60 or B80? I can't even remember now. Off the top of my head from Real Air Simulations. Really nice plane. It's been out for several years. Man, it is really, really nice plane. So we should have some fun with that. It's a little bit bigger than the Baron, I do believe. I don't want to go too big because I still want to save a couple to go up. But because I've got a bunch of planes that are all twins and they're right around the same size as the Baron. But I think that one holds 4 to 6 passengers. This one holds 5. So that's kind of how I went. I should have checked on the weights, though, for the cargo, since that's mainly what we do. My AI pilots handle all the passengers. Let's stop right here and throw our parking brake on. We got to go through this real quick. Alright, so the parking brake is set. All instruments we got to check. Our heading is set. I've already reset for the altimeter. We're a little low on RPM there. Transponder's ready to go. I'll go ahead and hit altitude on that. Alright, so mixture is in full rich. Everything looks good there. 2200 RPM. Pull back just a little bit. It's pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and exercise the prop. There it goes. 2 to 300 on the drop, it says. There's that one as well. That looks good. Down to 1700 on the RPM. Bring her down just a little bit more. Alright, right there should have us about 1700, maybe just under. Go ahead and check the mags. That looks good. The right engine. Looks good on the left engine as well. Let me come down a little bit to 1500 RPM. Do a feather check again. There's the drop. And left started, well, I didn't get the 2 to 300. Moved a little quick. There it goes. So that looks good as well. Now back to idle. Now it says to note the RPM at idle, but I usually don't mess with that too much. If you go back to about 900 to 1000, that looks good. Alright, so flaps, go ahead and set for takeoff. Bring back my yoke. Check the flight controls. Rudder pedals, everything looks good there. Doors and everything are of course locked, so we'll turn the parking brakes off. As we're ready to go, we reset my view. Parking brakes off. Looks like we're clear down there and clear over here. Alright, let's go ahead and take off. Get on out of here. What was it, Middlefield or Middlefield, Ohio? East of Cleveland. I don't think there's any scenery for Cleveland. Cleveland's a big airport. We kind of just have a base there. She's really hard to the left. I'm fighting it full rudder to get back over there. Let's go ahead and rotate. Hit the brakes. Gears coming up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and retract the flaps as well. Oh, that really, all of a sudden popped our nose up, and those flaps went completely down. Or completely retracted. That was crazy. Trim it down just a little bit. Past the refinery? It seems a little close to the refinery. I figured the refinery is a little further out. Actually, I guess it really is right on the edge. And it doesn't reflect the refinery very well either. These buildings. Alright, we're far enough out that we can go ahead and take a right, come out to the north. Already up at 2,700 feet. Well, I kind of forget sometimes this plane is so much quicker. I'm kind of used to flying some of the smaller planes and here in FS economy and everything. Then you think about it, this thing is a hell of a lot quicker. Let's go ahead and hit yaw damper, although I don't think that actually does anything on this plane. I think you have to actually turn the autopilot on. I'm not even sure if the yaw damper works on this thing. It's one of their older planes, as I've said before, so there's always that. I need to go ahead and bring down the RPM, but I can't really do that while I'm turning. I need my hand free. That's why it's nice to have the yoke. I just don't sit up, but if I did that, man, it'd be so much easier. We need to get the RPM down to 2,500. We also need to lean it out. You can already hear the change in the engines. Gotta really trim it up all of a sudden. Go ahead and bring this back to 80 on the mixture. And let's go ahead and hit CDI. It's not what I wanted. There you go, turn it over to GPS, starting to get up into the clouds here. There's Ashland, the old home. Desired track's gonna be 027. Good old Ashland. I remember when we moved there, we hated it. Couldn't believe we were having to move there, and then end up freaking loving it. Still is home. I'll go ahead and turn my course here, 288. Ah, I'm moving the wrong daggone thing. Be 288. Alright, coming up to our line here. Just about hit. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Makes it a little bit easier. Autopilot, flight director. Like I said, it doesn't even say if yaw damper comes on. Couldn't armor it. Well, hit altitude. Set this for 9,500. Vertical speed. Try to go to about 1,000. We're almost at 6,200 already. Hit navigation. We might have gotten slightly too far. Might have to come a little back to the left. Probably go ahead and move this to 60 on the mixture, really. Everything looks really good. And we're probably going to be in the midst of the clouds. 7,500 ain't going to be much better. Do kind of wonder or worry a little bit about this thing icing up. I remember I had a problem before in FS Economy down in the south flying through the mountains. I had a hell of a time. Because they did model that correctly, I'll tell you that. Because I remember having a hell of a problem. Go ahead and move that to 50. It's probably going to be, I usually just put it around 30 when we get up to our cruising altitude. And really at 7,500 you can pretty much put it there as well. So you know what? Let's go ahead and stop here at 7,500. I think we're just below the clouds. I think 9,500 will put us more in the clouds, although I don't know. Screw it, let's go back to 9,500. I mean, we're kind of right in the midst of them anyway. Let's bring the props back. I'll bring it to 80. Go ahead and take that to 40. About 1,500 to go. I think we'll still probably be right in the clouds. But who knows when the weather refreshes? Might be in them, might be above them, down below them. Maybe no clouds. Who knows? Go ahead and move that to 80. Now that those settle, we're probably leaving right at 80. It's right in the middle of the green, so I kind of like that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit prop sync. Alright, got up just over 1,000 to go. 35 on the mixture. Really bringing that EGT up. Yeah. I'm not sure it's any better or worse than 7,500. You would think at 2,000 feet below we'd be below the clouds, but like I say, when the weather refreshes and everything, who knows? Reset my altimeter. I'm going to go ahead and close the cow flaps. $500 feet to go. Yeah, right in the thick of the clouds. Great. I mean, we could go to 11.5. That actually probably would put us right above them. I wouldn't want to go much higher without oxygen. Which this thing I do believe does have oxygen, but if we look at the outside air temperature, you can see it is quite warm. I'm thinking it usually is. I'm not sure if that thing moves either, because I remember flying from Hilton Head, it had about the same temperature, so I'm not sure that actually moves any. But if it did, then we wouldn't have to worry at all about icing. I mean, that's way above icing temperature. Alright, we're at 9,500, our cruising altitude. Let's go ahead and bring the power back. I'm going to bring it to about 80. Well, no, I think it's actually usually... I'll put it at 80. Right, there we go. Yeah, it seems to go a little slow if I do it much less. We'll put the mixtures at 30. Alright, we've got about 174 miles to go. Hopefully it won't take too long. Our desired track 027. Must be really windy. Yeah, well, it is coming from the west, so that would make sense. There's a nice stiff little breeze there to make it that much of a difference. What are we tracking right now? We're at 1.8. It's about 9 degrees difference there. Alright, well, we're well on our way. So, was it 173 miles? So I'll go ahead and speed her up for right now, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down to normal speed here. 10 miles out. 3,300, we're going down to 2,200. Let's go ahead up, hit ATC here. For 7G8. I'm surprised it wasn't on the first picture here. Or first page. There we go, 7G8. Turn into traffic. Runway for landing is 29. Full stop landing. Let's go ahead and announce our position.
Traffic, Beach, Victor, Hotel, Mike, Uniform, Snyder, miles, southwest, 3000, inbound to land, runway 29er.
You see we're off to the left. We're gonna come into the traffic pattern. We gotta be around 063 degrees. Make it come over to the right just a little bit. Looks good here. 4-inch on the mixture. Let's go to high RPM on the props there. Is everything looking good there? Just 7 out. Pull back on the power a little bit. And 2,200 will put us about 1,000 AGL. Alright, 063, I think we might be turning slightly early. But that'll put us right there at 45. So we'll see. Do we turn early or late? Probably late. Alright, coming up on the 2,200 here. I'm going to pull back on the power. Yeah, we turned late. A little too far out to the left there. I usually don't go out that far, and I headed over that way a little early there. Well, I should say I got too far out to the left. That's probably our airport right there. Yeah, I wanted it to be right over there. Let's go ahead and announce our position real quick, although we're about to go downwind. Because we want to go lose 108, so we're almost going parallel. Gear coming down. Yeah, we want to come in right about the mid or so. It does have VASI lights from what I was reading over on AirNav, looking up the airport. Yeah, the weather just cleared up. Reset my altimeter as well. Flaps coming out. First notch. We're on our downwind leg. And there will be 018 for the base, and then the runway heading 288. Check out this airport right here. And the buildings are on the other side of the airport, which is nice. I like that. Alright, a little more on the throttle here. Our speed's getting a little too low. Lower than I would like it. Go ahead and get rid of that. Didn't really want to get rid of that, but alright. go ahead and take off the heading. Autopilot going off. I'm going to go ahead and move my heading to the 288. Plane is drifting left on me. I guess we could always make our turn and then mess with that when we're on final. Coming back off the power just a little bit. Base leg.
Traffic, Beach, Victor, Hotel, Mike, uniform is on base, runway 29er.
We're on the power. I sometimes get nose up when I'm doing that. I don't know if it's just how I move my arm, but a lot of times when I make turns, for some reason, it's just got to be the way I move my arm. I end up pulling the nose up on the joystick. Oh, look at that, how far out we went. Jiminy Christmas. Look how... Although, like I say, we were drifting left after I turned the autopilot off. Good Lord. How do you get that far over? Full flaps? We must have drifted over a lot more than I actually thought. I know we did come over quite a bit. Descending a little too quick, so a little more power here. We've got trees just off to the right. I don't know if I ever called final at speed. I would say it was probably about to stall on us because you heard that thing a little earlier than I wanted to. But it seems like our speed is still in the white arc when she starts to go off. Because it feels like we do come in quite fast, and it's still, you know, like you want to hear the thing right as you're about to touch down. It seems like that, on ours, it goes off a little early. Did I ever call final? Yeah, we did call final. Good. Let's exit the runway right here. Although I think you're actually supposed to go on down. It looks like from the way that it's set up here. Alright, we are clear of the runway. So our landing lights can come off. Strobes as well. And I can stop the recording. Transponder is coming off. Cowl flaps, we'll go ahead and open those. Don't want old girl to overheat. And we'll come over to the right. Flaps are retracting. We'll go park this thing. Looks like I've got at least one parking spot over here. I got two. All in all, not too bad. The turn to the base leg was atrocious. Man, we must have really gone to the left. Well, I didn't really adjust for the wind either on the downwind. Maybe we got a little closer as well. I should have checked that. Oh well, you learn more and more every time you fly, and more things to think about. Alright, let's look at the shutdown. I'm going to put her here in idle. And we'll get rid of our yoke. Parking brake is set. Propellers high RPM. Throttle's at about 1,000. So I don't know why, but once you bring up back up to 1,000. Fuel boost pumps are off. Electrical equipment and avionics. Let's turn all this off. Taxi light, you go off. Where are you? There. How did I not turn that on for the taxi? Nav lights off. Avionics master switch. All of our heating stuff off. Alright, so that's all off. Mixture. Go ahead and cut to mixture. Magnetos. You guys are off. Battery and alternator switches off. Beacon off. And here we are. And like I said, this is the last flights in the Baron. So here she sits. Take one, let's look at her. The beautiful Baron. Maybe probably the last time we ever doing it in AirLR2 or any AirLR series. But she's a good plane. Overall, I enjoyed it. It'd be cool if they updated the plane, I gotta say. Because like I say, it is a little old, and Carenado has obviously gotten better and better at making aircraft. There she is, the Baron. Good plane, good plane. Alright, so Air Hauler 2, go ahead and unload it. Job complete. That takes us over 1 million. Alright, so finish the flight monitoring. There are somebody's flying over here. Alright, takeoff time. 5:21, landing at 6:35. It's an hour and 14 minutes. Seemed like we got there pretty daggone quick. Takeoff fuel 276 pounds, land with 135, so we didn't even use 50% of it. Actually, I guess we used just over 50%. Max altitude 9,501 feet. Max pitch negative 11.8. Max roll 28.69. Max speed 176.11. Minimum G 0.62. Minimum G exceeded 0. Max G is 1.2. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. Landing description was okay. Landing gear down true. Land on asphalt. No damage to the plane, or to the runway. No damage to the plane. Came down a little quick, actually. I thought it was a little softer than that. Coming down to 172.8 feet a minute. Landing speed 74.24 knots. Landing pitch negative 5.64. Landing roll negative 0.29. Landing heading 281. Wind speed 11. A direction of 217. Boom. So this. Oh, are you gonna go off? There you go. So that's where we are up here. That's not where we'll be next. We're gonna buy a plane. We're gonna be in the Duke. I think it's the B60, I believe. For real air simulations. So we'll have to buy one. I'll do that in the next episode. I guess we'll buy one. I don't know where we want to put it. I was thinking about Huntington. I kind of want to be far away from it because we'll do a passenger flight there. That's to Jacksonville, I should say. So I kind of want to be kind of far away just so we can make a lot of money on the tickets. I mean, we could put it at Hilton and just have a short one, but I kind of want to be farther away. I was thinking about maybe Huntington. I mean, that's our furthest one away, obviously, all the way down to Jacksonville. So passengers would pay good money for that. Yeah, in the next episode, we'll buy the plane. I don't know. I was kind of thinking about doing, when we switch planes, a little bit different, switching up. I don't know if I'll do that or not. But that's where we're going to go. Maybe not the next episode, maybe the one after that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But, yeah, that'll be our base, our next one. We're kind of expanding kind of rapidly now. It's like every 5 episodes, I guess, we switch planes and get a base, basically. And that'll just continue because, man, every time when we buy a plane, we actually buy 2. If we can't afford 2 right then, it'll just be 1, and like a few days later, I'll buy another one. That way we have one of the planes for cargo and the other passengers. And so this Baron that we were flying cargo, that'll be switched over to passengers as well. So we'll have get even more money. I'll probably have Caitlin go snag that thing. I don't know if there's anything up there going to one of our bases. Nah, it's not. It's not what I wanted to see. That doesn't even, that goes down to a different one. And that goes down there. That didn't even show up, did it? Yeah, I don't know if any of these are going to go to any of our bases. Apparently not. Apparently not. So I'll go have Caitlin snag that. I don't know where I'll ever position it. Doesn't really matter. Maybe Myrtle Beach or somewhere. I'd like her to at least pick up a job going somewhere. And then I'll set up a passenger flight to somewhere from there. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. And that's it for the Baron as well. Hope you all liked it all. And I'll catch you guys on the next flight.